Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing a declutter of my powders. So the video before this, I decluttered my setting sprays and foundations, which go here. And now I'm gonna do my powders. So if you wanna kind of see what I can get this down to, just make sure you keep watching. Okay, I have 30 powders. And that does include powder foundations. So these are all of like the face powders that I own. It doesn't include my face palettes that also have some face powders in there, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so real quick, I am going to pull all of my Lorac powders. So these are the Lorac Perfection Baked Perfecting Powder. I have them in multiple shades. Recently, Lorac went like 70 or 75% off in Ulta stores, and this is my holy grail powder. I love this powder, so I wanted to stock up on it. And so yeah, I bought multiple shades that I knew would work for me. So I have PF2. So I have 3 of them in shade 2. Okay. And then I have a 3.5. I have a 3. I have 2 3.5s. And then I have a 4. So the shade 2 I like to use under my eyes, but it also works all over my face. These I can use pretty interchangeably, like any time of the year. So I do have a lot of them, but I got them for a really good price. And this is, I mean, I've probably repurchased this powder over 10 times. So I go through it fairly quickly, and I am going to keep all of these. The one I am using right now is shade 3, only because it's broken. So I'm just trying to use it up so that I can get rid of this one. But yeah, I kind of use them interchangeably. I love those. I will keep those for sure. Let's see here. Next, I know I'm keeping my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Powder Makeup. I have this in the shade 2-in-1 Desert Beige. And I use this to set my foundation as well as a powder foundation. This is one I go back to and repurchase on a consistent basis, so I'll be keeping that. I have 2 Laura Mercier powders. The first one is the Secret Blurring Powder in the shade 1. This is a purchase based off of, you guessed it, Taylor Wynn. And I really like this. I don't use this to set like my entire under eye. I just use it for brightening, and it's really nice. I layer it on top. It's probably one of the last steps that I do. This one is also part of the last steps that I do. This is the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in the shade 1. This reminds me of the Hourglass powders. It's very sheer, and you can use this in so many different ways. So I use this as a highlighter and a very subtle highlighter, but I also use it as a finishing powder, and I just buff it all over my entire face when I'm done. So I'm for sure keeping this. I really enjoy this powder. Next, I have this Milani powder, and it is the Shine Proof Powder, Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof Powder in the shade 2 Nude. You can see I've hit pan on this. This is not a very deep pan. It does not take much to hit pan on it. And I like it, but I have other powders I enjoy more. This is definitely a very thin formula. It's very smoothing on the skin. It does look nice under the eyes, but again, I have ones that I enjoy more for that. And the only powders that I go through frequently is that Estee Lauder and the Lorac. So I am going to pass this along and declutter it. I have 2 Hourglass powders. These are the ambient lighting powders. This one's in Mood Light. And I use this as a finishing powder, but I tend to focus it more on my cheeks, kind of like a blush topper. However, it's very brightening, very beautiful all over the face, and I will be holding on to that. I need to get more use out of these. I also have the Hourglass Ambient Powder in Ethereal Light. This one is really beautiful for brightening up the face as well. Definitely put it like lightly under my eyes and any of my highlighted areas, and it's very subtle, but it's beautiful. It really makes the skin look perfected. Next, I have a Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder. It's for under eye and face, so it's just their soft focusing, light diffusing loose powder. I have it in the shade 1 Fair, and this is a recent purchase. It does have a sifter on it, which is nice. It's a very nice, like finely milled, like it's definitely thinner. It does have a little bit of a glow to it. It's not shimmer, it's not sparkly. It's just a very beautiful luminous finish, but not too luminous. I'd like to see how it performs under the eye, so I'm gonna set that in my little try it pile up here. So right up here outside of the screen, this is my try it pile where I need to get more use and form a better opinion. These are like my foundation keep over here, powder keep, powder declutter. Next, I have the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and I really like this under the eyes. You only need a tiny little bit. I have not tried it all over the face. I definitely need to. People have like mixed feelings. I feel like some people like it under the eyes only, and some people like it all over the face only. So I am probably going to set this in my try it more pile also. Next, I have the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed. Whoops. And I used to use this powder all the time. It is nice, but I have ones that I like better. I do like the fact that it's a pressed powder. I also have the loose version, and again, there are just ones that I like much better. Now this loose version does look beautiful all over the skin. It really does help to perfect your pores as like a finishing powder. So I might hold on to this. I'll put it in my try more pile and kind of just do a comparison with my other loose powders, but the pressed one I'm definitely going to pass on. I have my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Powder. I have the color Y235. It's a little bit too deep. However, I try to make it work in the summer. I do want to continue to try to make this work, but I do need to use it more consistently to be able to form a better opinion. So I am going to put that in my try more pile. I'm really building a pile over here. Next, I have my Lancome Long Time No Shine Translucent Powder. This is an amazing mattifying powder. I use this definitely over my nose and on my forehead. I get very oily on my nose, and this is great. I've used it under my eyes. I've used it all over my face. It looks nice there as well, but I mean, it works for me and I do enjoy it. So next I have my Aqua Assurance Compact Powder Foundations. You can see I used to use these a lot, and now I just feel like they're a bit too like cakey on my skin and they break up very easily. So I'm going to pass these along. I do have them in 3 shades. Like I said, I used to love it. I went through two whole compacts and purchased more, and now I don't know, I feel like they just don't work as well. So it's definitely a bummer. I have this Bare Minerals Original Powder Foundation. I purchased this at TJ Maxx, and I have not tried it. I used to use this constantly. Bare Minerals was the first makeup brand I started with. I am going to hold on to this. I'm going to put it in my try more pile. I'll probably try it today because it is my day off, so I don't have to worry about any issues while I'm at work. And then I have this number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Action Translucent Finishing Powder in Light. This is a pressed powder. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which I love, the pressed version. I don't know if it's a dupe, but I like the way this looks under my eyes and on my skin. And I use this constantly, and I feel like there's like not that big of a dip. You see that little dip? I feel like there's a lot in here. Let's see. There's 0.35 ounces in here. Oh. There's 0.43 ounces in the Milani. Huh. That's okay. I just felt like there was more in here, but I guess not. It is very like creamy, I guess, if a powder can be creamy. So I will be keeping that. The next powder I'll be keeping, this is like a tried and true, love it. I will definitely repurchase. This is the Lancome Absolute powder. I have it in the shade Ecru Light. I use this to set my makeup, and this definitely gives more of a luminous finish, and it's beautiful on the skin. I love this powder. I have not reached for it recently, and I need to. Next, I have the Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder in Golden Hour. This is a very nice finishing powder. I just don't reach for it often enough. I typically go for more of my pressed finishing powders, so I will go ahead and pass this along. It does give more of a luminous finish to your skin, but it blurs everything together. It does what it says. Like, it's definitely a blurring powder. It's gorgeous. I recommend it. I just typically go for pressed. This is the L'Oreal Hydra Perfect Perfecting Loose Powder. This is in the shade Light Clair 917, and this is a loose powder I just kind of ran into at the drugstore one day, and I wanted to try it to see how it compared to my Lancome, and I just haven't tried it enough, which is the theme of this video. So I'm going to put it in my try more pile, and I'm going to have a little basket, and I'm going to work through those and decide, are they keeping or going, and I will update you guys. So let's see here. Next, I have these two CoverGirl Clean Fresh powders. I again purchased these recommendation from Taylor Wynn, and they're great. They're very nice. But again, if I'm thinking about, you know, love versus like, I obviously really enjoy my Lorac powders much better than these. So I will go ahead and pass these along, and I think my sisters would get good use out of them. Next, I have my By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. This has been in two different projects, the monochromatic project pan over on Instagram. I've had this in there twice. I enjoy this powder. I will use it under my eyes. I'll use it to set my face. I think it's a beautiful powder, so I will definitely be hanging on to that. And that is it. So I have gotten rid of I've gotten rid of 8 powders, 4 foundations, 1 foundation mixing pigment, and 1 setting spray. I have a buttload of stuff over here that I need to keep out and try so that I don't forget about it. So I will go ahead and just clean out this drawer and put everything else back in it. Okay guys, so that is what my drawer looks like now. As you can see, I have some really nice space. However, I guess I'll pull aside what I need to use and figure out if I love or not. And those items will obviously, if I do enjoy them, they'll be going back in here. But, excuse my wine glass. But let me go ahead and pull those aside and I'll show them to you. All right, so these are the items I need to try out and make a final decision on. So I have my 2 kind of BB cream type items, the number 7 and the Bare Minerals. And then I have these 2 foundations, the CoverGirl and the Kokie, that I need to make a decision on. The 2 lightweight foundations. The Sephora one I'll try one more time in the winter, but I think this is just more of a summer foundation for me. So I'll actually put it back in my drawer so it's not cluttering up this little bin that I'm going to use for the ones that I want to try more. The Guerlain one, definitely need to try more of. The Bare Minerals Original, I'm going to try that out today. The It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores. The L'Oreal Hydra Perfect Powder. I just want to try that out. The Makeup Forever. I want to try this not only as a powder foundation, but a finishing powder. And then the Face Atelier foundations, I just want to use a couple more times. Honestly, I think I'm going to keep these because I know I like the foundation. I have used it. I just want to figure out what my shade is. So I guess it doesn't really need to go in here. I need to go through and swatch the shades and figure out what I'm going to keep and what I'm maybe going to offer to my mom or my mother-in-law, because I think that both of them would really enjoy this. So these can go back in my drawer as well until I can, figure that out and make sure that I've got the right shades. So here's my little basket that I will work through probably over the next month and make a decision on some products, and I will definitely update you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I think that I might move into some face palettes next, and then some like bronzers and blushes and highlighters. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so that you do not miss out on my next declutter. Bye-bye.